Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for another hot, steamy, boiling Wednesday evening. July the 1st. It's the 1st of the month. Wake up, it's the 1st of the month. Yes, it is the 1st of July. July the 1st, 2026, the first day of the second half of The Price is Right. I mean, the second half of the year. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down there. You know where it is. In the description box below. Where you can subscribe to my other channels. Links are down below, as I said before. So do it now. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my past videos. Or now and in the future videos. But all these super comments you get sent to the Shadow Realm. Beaten severely. And then Ozzy, Satan, and the minions will come out, laugh at you, and then eat your soul. So don't do it. If you want to do it, go to your dead channel that nobody cares about. And nobody cares about you either. That's that. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. If you miss anything, you missed it. And your SOL, you know what that means. Ha! And that's pretty much it. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and all that good shit. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab the tasty cold one, and enjoy the show. And you need a tasty cold one because it is hot here in the Northeast. So, you might need a few cold ones. You know, this is Coke, of course. Nothing in it but Coke. But grab yourself some water, Gatorade, stay hydrated, try to stay in air conditioning, because it is hot, and it's going to get hotter for the next 4 days here in the Northeast, but I digress on that. Move on, but sit back, relax, grab yourself your own tasty cold one, put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great, you know, too bad. Simple as that. Hopefully my glasses are not, like, tilted. They look tilted, but I don't know why, but they just do. You know, I think when I moved my hair because it was in my face, I went boop. I went boop, and my glasses kind of like shifted a little bit. So might have to go to the eye doctor tomorrow to just get them checked out. I mean, it looks okay from my point of view, but your point of view, I don't know. So if those look a little bit off, it's just off. Not because I broken anything. I might have just hit it by accident, but because I'm a maniac. But I digress on that. But I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. I still look good. And yeah, I got the slick back hair because I took a shower before. Because it is hot, ladies and gentlemen. 95 degrees today. Woo! In the shade. No, it wasn't in the shade, but humid as fuck. Tomorrow, 102. It feels like Phoenix. But with humidity, of course. And then Friday. Gotta get down on Friday before the 4th of July weekend. 103. And then Saturday, 98. Sunday gets a little cooler, thankfully. Gets about 85, 90. And then finally, next week, we're gonna get to around 70s and a few 80s here and there. But it's gonna get like mid-70s to low 80s, but it's gonna rain a lot, and we need the rain right now because it is hot. So every day this week, pretty much the next few days are going to be raining here in the Northeast, but on and off. So you might get thunder boomers, you might not. But it is where it is, depending on what part. But so you still do your 4th of July weekend stuff, but just keep an eye to the sky and all the good shit. That's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 4.5 minutes of spiel. But hope you had a great Wednesday. We got AEW Dynamite coming up at the top of the hour. The aftermath of Forbidden Door 2026, which was an amazing show. We'll get to that in a second. We're from San Diego, California, and we're gonna open up the show with, and it's a precursor to the review. Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker MJF takes on, well, the man who had to win that Death's Door cage match. That's the name of the cage. Death's Door, that round cage, basically. So that was the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe. His team won, thanks to Andrade. How you know? I know, because you were there. But how you know? I just know. But how you know, Ese? Hey, shut up. Takiro, why are you so crazy? Take it easy. Take it easy. Okay. Sorry. Calm down. I know. Let me move on. So yeah, so Mark, well, see if we can get the title from Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker tonight. I don't think he will, but we got that. And we are 25 days away from the next AEW pay-per-view, a new one for AEW Redemption from Montreal, Canada, eh? That's going to be at a special start time. Thank the Lord, Tony Khan! 7 p.m. with a 6 p.m. pre-show. Nobody's going to watch that. So, 7 o'clock, we're going to watch Redemption. That's going to be good. So, 7 to probably 11, 12 o'clock. Unlike Forbidden Door, which went to 1 a.m. Are you insane, Tony Khan? 1 a.m. I know it was in San Jose, so everybody was there from basically 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. I mean, seriously, 6 hours? Ah! I mean, seriously, 3 hours of Slammiversary. 3 hours of, just about 3 hours of, yeah, I was right. 3 hours of, excuse me. So, basically, a little around 3 hours of Slammiversary, going into 3 hours of The Bash, going into 6 hours! Ah! It felt like 12 hours! Insane! For the 1 a.m. I know it's not 12, but still. That's a lot of wrestling. Jesus Christ. But my name is Peter. Thank you. But that's it. But we might be doing it again in at the end of August with All In and Triple R and NXT Heatwave the same fucking day. I don't know the same time, but the same day. August the 30th. So like a month from now. Not from now, but, Well, it's just about 8 weeks from now. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm going to have a problem with these glasses, but it's alright. We'll deal with it. Hopefully tomorrow, or probably like tomorrow night or Friday will look better. Because I'm going like this, it kind of looks tilted, so. I can't fix it because I don't want to break it, so. Because that's a lot more money on my pocket that I don't need. But if I just go to the eye doctor, it just shifts it a little bit. Zero. I don't have to pay 1 red cent. But we'll see what happens tomorrow, because I know a guy. You got a guy? I know a guy. You got a guy, but I know a guy too, so. Not any friends with my cousin Tony D, but he knows guys, but, I know a guy. I got these glasses for $2! No, I didn't. I'm just kidding. Moving on. No, these glasses were original, then I fixed the frame. Because the original lenses broke, and I had to go back, and the original place I got these glasses from, for some reason, my medical insurance didn't cover it. I'm like, what? Come on now. So I went to a guy I know personally, and known him for a long time. Did it for me for like $2. No, give me a good price on it. Not too big, not too small, like right down the middle, daddy. So, what's that? So I've had these for a while. So, but now they look a little crooked. So I just want to make sure they look okay. I think they look okay, but I just want to make sure. So if he has to fix a little bit, and have to pay a little bit, it's just what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to Dynamite, let's get to Forbidden Door. It is time, as the title below says, on your hot, steamy Wednesday evening, July the 1st. Hope you have a great July. Because we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of, we're in the second week of summer. And we're in 4th of July weekend. Pretty much tomorrow. Because tomorrow is pretty much your last day of work before the big weekend. And then go back on Monday, fuckers. I go back Tuesday. Ha! But I digress on that. moving on. Alright, it is time for your Forbidden Door 2026 review for this past Sunday night, June the 28th, 2026. And we are emanating from the SAP Center, the SAP Center in San Jose, California. Jose. Not Jose Reyes, but whatever. And by the way, fuck the Mets. That's all I'm gonna say. Let me move on. Alright, so our commentary team, a little bit different. We had Excalibur, the man behind the mask. We had Nigel McGuinness, me love. Tony Baloney, Schiavone, and from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the big fat man himself, Walker Stewart. People are like, who the fuck is this guy? I mean, really, who the fuck is this guy? I mean, really. If you don't follow New Japan, you don't know. So, now you know. Because I told you. So, we get that. Alright, so we got stars from CMLL, New Japan, Stardom. Great show. This was great. Loved this pay-per-view. Loved it. I'm not going to get to the... we had the pre-show. I'm not going to get to all of it. So we started with the Dancing Fool of the Death Riders. Danny Garcia from AEW takes on Drilla Maloney, former member of a certain group called the Bullet Club from New Japan. Pretty decent match for under 10.5 minutes. But in the end, Danny grabbed a rolling neckbreaker, charges it into an over-the-shoulder power driver! Ouch. 1, 2, 3. And Drilla Maloney got the win over Danny Garcia. I didn't think he was going to win that, but... No, Drilla Maloney, per se, but... See, I can't do this. Watch. See how it looks messed up? See, it is kind of messed up, so... I'll fix it tomorrow. But... I'll deal with it later. So I don't want to keep messing up my face. So, yeah, it is off. It is off a little bit. I don't know why. I really don't want to fiddle around with this fucking thing. So I've been fiddling around all day. I've had I had problems with my glasses. My glasses all messed up. I'm messed up. It's hot. And then my I have a surge protector in my kitchen where I charge my phones usually, and I have my air fryer, and it's hooked up to my stove. That kind of went on the fritz a little bit, but thankfully now I fixed it. So, because, I was pissed off. I'm like, fix! I'm like, God damn it, why you little? With some ingenuity and a little help from the missus, we got it fixed. So now it's not having a big problem. My phone's kind of charging a little bit slower than usual, but not my phone. Well, it's just I think it's the plug. The plug of the sock is all fucked up. It's an old house. What do you want me to do? But anyway, moving on. Alright, so Drilla Maloney pins Danny Garcia with an over-the-shoulder power driver. Damn. So we got that. Alright. After that, we have the final Survival of the Fittest qualifying match for the women's TBS title. We had the lovely Sky Blue, oh my, from AEW. 1/3 of the Triangle of Madness, along with Julia Hart. And Thekla, we'll see Thekla later. She takes on Timu Io! And that's my girl, Maika, from Stardom. The lovely lassie that looks like Io, but a little bit younger. In her younger years, Io. But we get that. This was a pretty good match, but in the end, Maika! Yes! She gets the win with the Michinoku driver. So she's in the Survival of the Fittest match, which is tonight. So we're going to get a new TBS champion tonight. Not going to be Maika. I wish she was, but probably going to be Shida or maybe Statlander. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. So, decent match, 9.5 minutes. So Maika gets the win and goes on to the Survival of the Fittest match, which is a 6-way elimination match. So we got that. Alright, after that, we have a tag team match player. This is for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship. We had Olympia from CMLL and Persephone from CMLL. She's a champ there. And AEW. and I believe she's in the Survival of the Fittest match. They take on Divine Dominion, the Megasis, Megan Bayne, and Lena Cross. Actually, it was, take that back. It was Olympia and Thunder Rosa. Sorry, I don't know why my notes said Persephone, but I wrote it wrong. Yeah, I botched. So, Thunder Rosa! Yay! She was stripped last week. Woohoo! She got so mad at freaking Megan Bayne. She's like, I gotta take off my clothes. I got a bra on. I'm about to take that off too. Why not? She does spicy content, but not for OnlyFans. But she has her own website, I think. That she has her, she cooks naked or something like that. I'm not gonna go there with what I'm about to say, but you know, yeah, I won't. Don't worry. Get that dinner ready. Anyway, moving on with that. So decent match. Divine Dominion retained the AEW Women's Champion titles after a Mega Base Powerbomb gets countered to a Hurricane Rana for a near fall. Then it's a German suplex running boot combo. Puts Olympia down. Then they hit Divine Intervention. 1, 2, 3. And still your reigning, defending AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. And that is Divine Dominion. That's that. So if I want to keep doing this, I'm going to... So we got that. Alright. We're good. Alright, after that, we start the show off properly. And match number 1 of 9, and I went 9-0. I should be writing this goddamn show, but I digress. So we had a 6-man, let's take it back. We had a triple threat match, not for anything on the line, even though one of the teams, El Sky, which is Místicos and Botch, and Máscara Dorada SC, they're the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, but they're not defending, but they're in action against Unbound Company, which is Shingo and Titan, and they take on from AEW the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, my friends. Too soon for the love of God. We get that. Alright. Great match, lots of high-flying, dippity-doo stuff. We got a good old-fashioned super Spanish fly. You gotta love that. Because of my mentor, Joel Maximo, who pretty much got me into wrestling. Training. But I digress. But we're getting in the end. This match was long. Shouldn't have lasted that long, but unlike certain other matches coming up, which went like 45 minutes. So, let me move on with that. That's that. But in the end, the Bucks get the win after they hit Titan with the Meltzer driver, or the TK driver. 1, 2, 3, the Young Bucks get the win. We'll see what happens with them. Possible date with Edge and Christian. Maybe. For the tag team titles, maybe at Redemption. It's in Montreal. So, we could see a good match there, but then again, you know, it could get fucked up from certain teams like the War Dogs or FTR, which are taking a hiatus right now. Well, FTR is, but we got that. We'll talk about the War Dogs in a little bit. Moving on. Alright, match number 2, Zack Sabre Jr., former World Heavyweight Champion, former TV Champion. He takes on Kenny Omega! Bang! This was great. Kind of a rematch from last year. But good stuff. Kenny tries to superplex Zack through a table. Couldn't do it. But instead, Zack gets in an octopus. Ow! Then he's nice enough to put the cover back on the table. Aw, so nice of you, Zack. How British of you, you fucker. Anyway. Last shot by Kenny. Nice little homage to Adam Cole, baby! I miss that. We miss Adam! You know? We get that. Then a little bit of a scary moment in the match where Omega climbed the corner, dropped backwards on the mat. Ow! Ugh. I was like, oh, he looked like Kenny was dead. But Kenny was able to go for a V-trigger. He's countered to an ankle lock. Kenny quickly escaped for a poison Rana. Ow. Then he goes for another V-trigger. Missed again. And the European clutch gets a near fall for Zack. Get back up. Kenny smashes him with a V-trigger. This time the third time's the charm for Kenny. But Zack driver connects to another near fall. And then Kenny and Zack have a slugfest. Kenny wins that. Tries for one winged angel. Gets reversed into the triangle choke. And then a power bomb into a knee to head. Ow. Knocks Zack Sabre Jr. pretty much the fuck out. And Kenny picked him up. Boom! One winged angel. 1, 2, 3, and just under 26 and a half minutes. Damn. I don't know why this went so long. I don't know, but we move on with that. So, that's that. But this match was great. The first match, I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. This match, woo, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Just epic. Epic match. Alright, we got that. Match number 3 for the IHOP Denny's Continental Breakfast of Champions Championship. We have the champ, Jon Moxley, taking on Bandido Ese Pero, the Ring of Honor champion. His title is not on the line. This is a pretty good match. They go back and forth. I think there was a little bit of blood in this match with Mox, obviously. But we're getting to the end. Moxley goes up top. Bandido caught him with a super flipping fallaway slam. Say that 5 times fast. Then he tries for the 21 plex. That gets reversed into the bulldog choke on the apron. And then Mox is like, get on here. Pulled him back in. Even though Bandido stands up to drop back on him. But Mox still has the hold on. And then Bandido just basically passed out. I'm surprised that Mox didn't pin himself, but it is still what it is. So, and still, your reigning defending IHOP Denny's Continental Breakfast of Champions champion, Jon Moxley. And we'll see what happens with him as we go on. 18-minute match, 3 out of 5 stars. That's it. Then after the match, something you don't see every day, Bandido with a code of honor to Mox? Huh? Okay. We'll go with that. Just in case Mox didn't, take anything else from Bandido, but okay. Code of honor, you love to see it. And, we move on with that. Alright. Good match. Alright, match number 4. Speaking of Mox, his young boy, per se, the IWGP Global Champion, Shota Umino from Japan. He takes on, a member of the Death Riders, and that's the bastard Pac. This was great. I love this match. Let's do this again. 18-minute match. Back and forth they went. We get to the end. Pac takes Shota inside, hammers away on him, which kind of wakes Shota Umino up. Like, and then they have a slugfest. That goes to Shota Umino, who is quickly German suplex and a powerbomb outside through a table. Ow. Get back in. A 450 by Pac sets up the brutalizer, but Umino somehow got to the rope before his title goes bye-bye. Then he hits Pac in the face, nails a running knee to face for a near fall, and then one hell of a clothesline into the paradigm shift. Who told him that? Mox. Sets up a Northern Lights bomb. 1, 2, 3, and still, you're a reigning defending IWGP Global Champion because, those titles ain't gonna change hands. Especially before the G1 next week. I think it's next week or about a week away. Let's just say that. So, 18-minute match, Shota Umino still the IWGP Global Champion. I think he faces, who does he face next? Faces Gabe Kidd next, because I know Gabe Kidd said some shit about him. We might see a new champ, and that might be Gabe Kidd, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, good match, 3.25 out of 5 stars, and then after the match, Mox, I guess he was outside the ring, he comes back, gets in the ring, stares at his former, buddy, partner, student, Umino, and then the ace, the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi. He comes in and puts the IWGP belt around Shota Umino's waist. Interesting. Not that Tanahashi's gonna come out of retirement anytime soon. But we get that. Well, yeah, pretty much it. Watch an old TV, saw about that. Alright, we get that. Alright, after that, we got to the AEW Women's Championship. We had the Spider Lady, the AEW Women's Champion that hates dumb bitches, that's Thekla, takes on the Starlight Kid from Stardom. Thekla, with a nice little entrance, comes to the ring with some fire dancers. Fire! 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 Slow down, Beavis. Fire! Okay. Alright, this was a pretty good match. Toru Okada at ringside, the president of Stardom. Thekla goes right to his face, starts yelling at him. What else is new? But it was a pretty good match, but we're getting to the end. Starlight Kid picks Thekla up, spikes her on the apron. Ow. Then she hits something like a fisherman's suplex for a near fall inside the ring. Thekla gets back up with a spear for a near fall. And then Starlight Kid drop kicks her in the back. Then they have a slugfest that goes to Thekla. And a high crossbody drops the Starlight Kid for a near fall. She comes right back to grab a stretch muffler of all things while grabbing the arm. Ow! Yee! I don't know how Thekla got out of that, but she used her free arm to make the rope, save her title. Then something that got tombstone, pile driver, gives the Starlight Kid a near fall. Goes for a moonsault, hits that, near fall. She goes for a tiger suplex, Thekla got out of that. And then basically cut her in half with a big time spear. I don't know how the Starlight Kid kicked out of that. And Toru was like, come on! Thekkla's like, fuck that. I'm gonna finish this chick off. Back-to-back stomps. You Seth fucking Rollins. Back-to-back stomps. 1, 2, 3, and still your AEW Women's Champion, Thekla, in under 19 minutes. Match was pretty good, 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Sky Blue and Julia Hart come out, celebrate with the champ, who basically takes out a pair of scissors, cuts the Starlight Kid's mask, and then rips it off, and then just shows it right to Toru Okada. Ho ho ho! And then at the scrum she had it on. Oh man. Who is gonna stop Thekla? Well, right now, looks like it's going to be a certain CEO, since she went back-to-back in the Owen Hart Cup. So, but she goes to Japan. I don't think she want to go. I don't think nobody wants her in Japan, really. Even Toru Okada, he don't want her. Oh well, that's what happens when you fire her for no apparent reason. We move on with that. Alright, then we go to the AEW Tag Team titles. On the line, we had Threshold, hey kids, it's Edge, and Christian, the guy who hates, he hates fathers. How's our fathers doing this evening, by the way? So, Edge and Christian take on the War Dogs, David Finlay, and Clark Connors. And it was a pretty good match between both men. This kind of a little violent here and there, but a little over 16 and a half minutes, 16:46 to be exact. Edge and Christian get the win after Connors made the save by bumping the referee. So we got a rep bump as Christian tossed Finlay into take about it. Edge tossed David Finlay into Christian's spear and goes for the cover. Clark Connors threw Stefan, the referee, out. And then Finlay and Edge spear each other at the same time. There's no ref. So David Finlay grabs a shillelagh. Then the lights go out. Sabu! No, not you, Sabu. You stay there. You stay there. Stay. Good boy. The lights go out. Then they come back on. We got the Bang Bang Gang. The entire Bang Bang Gang. We had Austin and Colton Gunn. We had Juice Robinson. They're there. I'm like, okay, we see them. They're back intact. They're, they're pretty much, they're intact. They're 100%. Right? Then the lights go out again. Then they come back on. It's the Switchblade. Be with a Switchblade. Jay White returns after a year with his knee injury. I think it was his knee or his shoulder. But Jay White's in the ring. Everybody's going completely berserk. And then he's like, he takes David Finlay out with the Blade Runner. And then he just looks at Edge. Edge kind of like chuckles a little bit. And then, pretty much that was it. Edge spears David Finlay to add insult to injury. And then Jay White throws Stefan in. 1, 2, 3, and still your AEW Tag Team Champions. And that is Edge and Christian in under 17 minutes. Match was good, 3.25 out of 5 stars. But the Bang Bang Gang, or Bullet Club Gold, is back. You gotta love that. The good Bullet Club, because after David Finlay disintegrated it in Japan when they took out Jay White and David Finlay became the new leader of the Bullet Club, made it worse. Horrible. Worst Bullet Club leader ever, next to Cody. But I digress on that. So we'll see what happens tonight with Jay White. Probably have to do something with probably have a match with David Finlay. So battle Bullet Club members, Bullet Club leaders, and we'll see what happens with that. But this was good. 3 out of 5 stars, not sad. Alright, then we get to the Women's Owen Hart Cup Finals. Mercedes Moné, the CEO, pretty much defending her Owen Hart title against Maya World, who came this close to beating Athena for the Ring of Honor World title, Women's Championship, but beat her in the semis. So, kind of a dream match for Maya, taking on her, her mentor, per se, Mercedes Moné. This was great. Lots of near falls. Mercedes with that Eddie Guerrero, Three Amigos. Like that one, Eddie? I thought that was pretty nice. She does it pretty well. Not as good as me, but does it pretty well. Then she had a frog splash too, Eddie. Because she looks up to you. She loves you. Well, I love her too. But I love China even more. Okay. Get that. Alright, so Meteor gets another near fall later on in the match. Mercedes is pissed. Hits a spinning face plant, drops Maya again. But Maya comes back with a sunset flip bomb to the floor. Ow! Then a moonsault takes Mercedes out. And Maya gets another near fall back inside the ring. And then Maya gets her own statement maker. But they roll around the ring, a la the old famous Bayley counter at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 1. I remember that, because I was there. But I digress. Mercedes gets getting one of her own. Maya doesn't tap, so Mercedes like, all right, I'm gonna put this bitch away. She hits the backstabber right back into the bank statement. Or the statement maker, and finally Maya tapped out in under 25 minutes. But this was great. 3.5 out of 5 stars. So Mercedes goes back to back, first time ever in AEW in their own Hart Cup. Back to back wins for Mercedes. So now she goes on to All In to possibly face Dekla or whoever is the Women's World Champion by then. Probably be Dekla. But we have Redemption to get through, so we don't know yet. But that's that. But good match, 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we hear from Athena with Renee Paquette. She brags about being great, mocks Maya World, her former student, for dreaming so many big dreams. Another title match with Maya is coming, and while it would make sense for Maya to win, Athena has seen, pretty much looks like she was about to lose pretty much since last year. She came this close to losing in a final battle and came this close to losing in that supercard. So, pretty much tells you that at Death Before Dishonor, Athena will finally lose that belt after 1,300 plus days. Pretty much shattered Roman's record. She shattered it pretty much this week. Or next week, I think she'll shatter it. 13-16 go bye-bye. Athena will pass Roman, and then we'll see when she loses it. Probably get close to 1,400 days and then finally lose it. But gotta lose it sometime. Can't hold it forever like a certain guy named Bruno Sammartino, 2,800 days. Jeez. Like 10 years. Ugh. I can't believe how anybody cannot beat Bruno Sammartino, but he was like God back in the early 80s. And then I think Bob Backlund beat him. And then the Iron Sheik beat him, with Arnold Skaaland threw in the towel. And then who lost? Who did Iron Sheik lose to? Hogan. And yeah, pretty much it. Alright, move on. Alright, then the cage starts coming down death's door. So we get to this wild cage match between Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker's team of him, Kevin Knight, the TNT champ, the Proto Star, Kyle Fletcher, Jay Doyle, Kata, and Andrade, takes on Mark Briscoe's team of Mark and the Conglomeration, Orange Cassidy, Roddy Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Auto Parts, the Intercontinental Champion, Takeshita, and hi guys, it's me, Darby Allin. The day before this match, I got married to some chick named Sarah. Guys, I got married, and then I got body slammed by my mom on some thumbtacks at the reception, guys. I'm so fucking emo, guys. I'm married now. Now my wife is body slamming my balls, but I'm doing it for the greater good, guys. I weigh 150 pounds. Now I'm married. I live in Seattle, but I still live in a car. Well, he doesn't live in a car anymore, but now, now he has his wife's car to live in. Jabby. Anyway, big round cage. It was great. I like the setup. I like the name, the Death's Door. Yeah, good. This was wild. Blood everywhere. Almost everybody bled in this match. O'Reilly was bleeding like a faucet. Darby was bleeding. Mark, of course. Who else was bleeding? I think everybody, those main people, because there's not that many other people who were bleeding like pigs. Freaking Darby's a freaking maniac. He puts out the tacks, and then Max sends him into the ropes, and then he backdropped him, but then Darby flipped and went face, like pretty much body and face first into the tacks, and then you see Darby go, I don't think that was a good move. Shit. We got an NES. Holy shit, we got a Nintendo and controllers that got brought out by Kyle, and he hit, I think, MJF in the head with the Nintendo. I think there was a game, I don't know what game, probably it was Super Mario or Duck Hunt. Or Super Mario and Duck Hunt. That was funny, and freaking Giovanni's like, bring us back to 1985 with Donkey Kong! That was on the NES, dude. Fucking should've went Zelda. Or Simon's Quest, some shit like that. But that was funny, I like that. Tables were used. But the crazy spot, I think we all know it. They go up, Darby and Kevin Knight go up the cage, up the circular cage to this to the top where you see a little area where you can walk a little bit. And then Kevin Knight grabs a backpack. Darby's on this side, Kevin's like on this side. He grabs the backpack, he opens it up, boom! It explodes! And I thought it was like, damn, Kevin Knight just exploded. We see him the explosion, and freaking Kevin Knight's like he's dead, like, ugh, plop, through 4 tables in the cage that strategically got set up. So that was sick. And then Darby, being a sick maniac, does a coffin drop from the top of the cage onto pretty much everybody. And then, Kyle Fletcher gets put through a table with a Blue Thunder Bomb by the Keshta. And then MJF punches Orange Cassidy in the jaw. Ow. Coffin drop puts MJF down. Kevin Knight splashes him by mistake. Oops. And then I said the pyro spot after that. Darby with the coffin drop onto everybody. And then Mark hits a J Driller on MJF. Jay Doyle made the save. And then MJF gets up, tells Andrade to hold Mark back so he can hit him. I assume that Andrade was gonna hit him with that spinning elbow, but Mark got out of it, and Andrade, boom, knocked MJF the fuck out, and then Andrade's like, takes his shirt off, says, fuck MJF, fuck the Don Callis family. So he turned face. How you know? I know. How do you know? So, looks like Andrade is going to go after Max. I don't know when, but pretty soon. Probably after Max retains the title tonight, probably we'll see, I assume we're going to see Max versus Andrade at Redemption. I mean, we'll see. Next week we got, Beach Break, so, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. So, Mark gets up, hits another J Driller to pin Jake Doyle, not MJF, but he pinned Jake Doyle 1, 2, 3, so he gets the title shot, which is going to open the show, like I said. Max is not happy with that, but Max lasted under 31 minutes. It was insane. I think we're going to do this again. So, now we got two cage matches, basically. We got a regular steel cage, a square cage. Then we got Death's Door for the multi-man cage. But then again, that's like, okay, what are we going to do with Blood and Guts cage? The double cage that looks like War Games. So we got 3 cage matches, just under different, well, 2 under different names, and then a regular cage match, which is a bigger cage, like almost a Hell in a Cell type cage. So we got a square cage, a rectangular cage, and now we got an oval cage, like a MMA cage. Almost like the Lion's Den cage, almost, but bigger. Alright, we got that. Alright, this match was great. 4.25 out of 5 stars. I forgot. Gozer the Gozerian and Leo Rush was underneath the ring in a hockey bag. And then him and Okada, like, had a little stare down. They're like, what the fuck? Okada's like, what do we do here? And then they start beating him up a little bit. And then they put him back in a bag, threw him underneath the ring, and then after the match, they take him back out. It was weird. I was like, okay. And then Mark was yelling a lot, but we didn't really hear what he said. And then Excalibur had to explain that Mark was challenging MJF for Dynamite, which is going to open the show. Alright, so we get that. Alright, then we get to the main event of Forbidden Door, which pretty much, like I said, ended at 1 a.m., I think this match started at midnight, because it went 35 minutes almost. But, Men's Owen Hart Cup Finals, Will Oceanspray reach for the sky, whoa, bam, takes on Swerve Strickland with my good buddy, buy his coffee please, because it's great, Rosa loves it. Gonna buy more of it. And that's my good buddy Prince Nana. This match was epic. Epic match. Clear one of the matches of the year for AEW. I think this could be the match of the year. Well, we got to see what happens at All In, of course. Great match. Both men were bleeding like pigs. Just disgusting. I'm like, oy. Styles Clash by Oceanspray. House Call. Gets counted with Spanish Fly. Lots of near falls. Blood everywhere. We're getting into the end. They hit each other at the same time. They both go down. The fans are going nuts. They're like, oh, it's racist. And I was like, end the match already. It's almost 1 o'clock. Then we got the scrum, which lasts until 3 o'clock in the morning. Not that I watched all of it, but I digress. They stand up, stare at each other, go to different corners. They have like a Western-style shootout almost. Ospreay hits the hidden blade into Stormbreaker for a near fall. Then the ref, I think it was, who was the ref? I think it was Bryce or, maybe it was Turner. But anyway, referee almost got hit. So Swerve gets in a low blow to, Oceanspray's nutsack. And that ain't gonna do well for, Alex Windsor! You know? So, Swerve hits the Vertebreaker, or I guess you can call it the Gringo Killer, for a near fall. I don't know how Oceanspray got out of that. Swerve hits a hidden blade of his own into the GML driver, and then the Death Riders all come out, but they didn't really do anything. They were like, come on, Oceanspray, come on! You know, everybody's there. Claudio, Miranda Shafir, Pac, Danny Garcia, Mox, even that idiot William Yuta. They're all there. Kind of wake up Oceanspray, who hits a buckshot hidden blade. Oh, somebody's going to talk to Hangman about that. I think we're going to see the Hangman come back pretty soon. Maybe at Redemption, we'll see. But we get that. So, buckshot hidden blade into the Death Rider. Interesting that he used that. By Oceanspray did. Into Tiger Driver, not 97, 91. He finally brought that out. And basically, like, Swerve's like, come on! But after Tiger Driver 91, Swerve was dead. He was out. Oceanspray goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3 to win the men's Owen Hart title. He will go on to All In his home country to face, well, we'll see. Could be Mark. It could be Oceanspray. Not Mark. Sorry. Could be Mark. Probably be MJF. And I think at All In, we're going to see Oceanspray win the title. And that's pretty much it. But, man, match of the year. Clear 5 out of 5. If I can go higher, 6, 7, 10 stars for Meltzer. So, match was great. 10 out of 10. It's going to be 5 out of 5. Amazing match. And then after the match, Windsor's out there celebrating with a bloody Oceanspray. Oceanspray says something to Swerve. The Death Rider celebrating with him in the ring. So, after he gets the title at All In, they're going to turn on him. And then we'll probably see, probably at All Out, or most likely Wrestle Dream, Mox getting a title shot against Oceanspray. Not going to win it, but we'll see. They're going to turn on him eventually, probably after All In, or at All In. We'll see what happens with that. But pay-per-view was great. 9 out of 10 stars. The clear pay-per-view winner of the weekend. And that's all I got to say about that. So let me know what you guys thought of Forbidden Door down below in the comment section. Like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's that. Alright guys, Dynamite's about to start in a few minutes. So let's go watch it. We're going to review it tomorrow. Later on, after Dynamite, we will do NXT. And, actually, I'll take it back. We'll do TNA tonight after Dynamite. And then we'll talk about NXT tomorrow. Maybe we'll get to Dynamite, maybe either tomorrow night, most likely Friday, before we get to SmackDown. And then we'll talk about SmackDown early in the morning on Saturday, because I do have to run out for 4th of July festivities early Saturday. So I'm going to try to get SmackDown done early Saturday morning. And then Saturday night, we'll talk about Collision and all that good shit. And then that's it for the weekend. So, for 4th of July weekend, it'll be over. But, thank you all for watching. Once again, 9 out of 10 stars for Forbidden Door. And we'll see what happens with Dynamite as we're now on the road to Beach Break next week. And Redemption 25 days away from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, And that's that. Alright, enjoy Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'll see you guys after Dynamite with your TNA Slammiversary review. Get to all that. But until next time, my friends, if you're not down with that, me and the Prophecy, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Until then, peace.